Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I don't know, whatever.
Oh yeah, it's evening here.
It is evening here.
Afternoon where you're from, but
Oh, well,
we're together here.
yeah, we're here in this
Yeah,
place. We're in Atlanta.
really.
Really.
I mean, Atlanta. This isn't a burb. This is
Yeah,
Atlanta.
not Atlantis. That's a different place.
Oh no, and that's a whole different.
Yeah.
That's kind of wet underwater.
Yeah, yeah.
thing. Yeah.
No, although I just came from San Francisco, it was pouring cats and dogs there. So I'm glad to be here and beautiful,
Sunny. It's gonna be
sunny.
sunny next couple of
Oh,
days.
so good.
Devnexus look like it's gonna be sunny so far.
And when's Devnexus?
That is 4th or 6th of March.
That's in a few weeks.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Oh gosh.
And I'll be back here.
Yeah, you will be.
I will. This is going to be a big one, by the way. By the way, hold on. Before we get
Wait. Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Glenn.
Yeah.
I'm one of the folks that work on Spring integration.
Everything, yeah.
Let's see, Spring Batch. I work on that from time to time.
Yeah.
I work on Spring Cloud Task.
You might have known him from such hits as Spring Cloud Data Flow as
Data
well.
Flow, yep,
Spring
worked
Cloud
on that
Task.
for a while. Yep.
Spring Batch, Spring Integration. Did you work on the Kafka stuff?
I've done builds on it.
Okay.
Because that counts.
Yeah,
That counts. It counts. So
Yeah.
yes, I have that.
When I was at a company many years ago, and they had something called the fire person role.
Oh yes.
And basically, it's like everybody had to know how to support the software in production, and so everybody had a 1 week. This week it'd be you, and you had to carry the pager.
Yes, for us it was a flip phone. We called it the bat phone.
That phone?
The bat phone.
The bat phone, yeah.
So it was a flip phone. It was like,
yeah.
And no one wanted to have it, but
No,
once a week.
But it was kind of cool because it meant that the rest of the team could enjoy their weekends.
Exactly.
And so there's only one person putting out fires, and you were very strongly incentivized, like Netflix, to not cause fires.
Yeah. What, you mean you do it right the first time?
Which never happens.
Oh yeah,
to be fair.
we test. Yeah, it's that kind of stuff.
But anyway, it's useful to know how to do the builds. Is my point. Like that's a fire person job. It's very important.
Very much. Also, okay, folks, legitimately, I am Glenn Renfro. I am on the Spring team. I'm also on the board of directors of Atlanta Java User Group and on Devnexus.
That's why I'm here.
That's the formal Glenn announcement. Who
Right.
are you?
I'm Josh. So I'm speaking at your jug tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
Or
Thank you for coming.
in a few hours. Like it's
actually a few hours now.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow in a few hours. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm happy to be here. But also I'll see you again in a few weeks. That's
Yes, and I'm excited about that too.
This is gonna be an epic Devnexus. Every one is always good, but this one feels.
What makes this one so special to you? Besides, well, we got a couple of really
Spring Boot 4.
Boot 4.
Yeah, the energy's there,
Yeah, and in May 4.1's coming out. We've got, oh gosh, I know.
Spring AI 2.0 in May as well, or March? No, April? May.
May. May's kind of the big.
It's gonna be May.
Yeah. May. Let's see. We're going to have at Devnexus. We're going to have Spencer Gibbs going to be there. We're going to have Rob Winch.
Legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary.
And Spencer, legendary. Yeah.
Yeah, legendary. Both are legendary. Phil Webb, legendary. Oh, I know. Gosh, who else is coming? I mean,
everybody basically.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of us.
Like
a whole bunch
of us. A gaggle of Spring engineers.
And
a murder of
a pride.
A pride of Spring developers. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to be giving out trading cards, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's so cool.
Have you seen yours?
I think I have. Yeah.
Yes, I saw mine, and they're like, "Do you like it?" I went,
"Of course I do."
Thank you for making me look better.
Yeah,
kind of like the polishing you did on me.
Well,
appreciate it.
So that's a thing now with AI. It's so easy to do, right? So I went to a conference in Sweden, where of course they used to have Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
So every speaker got a Viking version of themselves as a mugshot, as a headshot for the profiles, which I thought was really cool too. That's imaginative.
I like that. Not all AI is bad. AI is good.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it could be used for bad, but a lot of it's good.
Yeah. No. I mean, more nuclear reactors. Let's go. Come on. I'm all about that. As long as I can have those pretty headshots. So we're gonna be at Devnexus.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, come on. Is there a better show in the States?
No. We're still the largest Java conference in the U.S. This year we're putting in. Now, there's two letters that come that are really important that everybody's talking about. I mean, gosh, feels like it's artificially, kind of.
The EI.
Yeah, EI. That's it. That's EI.
Intelligence artificielle.
Yeah. So we're going to have tracks for AI. It's very important. We did a polling of folks last year, and they were like, AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI and Java. And so it was like, okay, well, we can do that.
I mean, that's a huge topic these days. And I think,
oh gosh, yeah. Tell them. You got to tell them.
Well, so I mean, we've been talking, you and I and everybody on the team, because this is not, it wasn't lost in us what this opportunity is. What's the number one language in the enterprise?
Oh, I'd say Java.
I'm going to say enterprise. I mean, people that want to make money and keep it for more than a minute, right?
Yeah, and make it pretty robust. And
right.
not other language. They do that. They can make it robust. It's just, but enterprise, it's Java.
I would say an enterprise is somebody who's got like they've got longevity. It's not a one-off startup, you know.
When you write code you wrote code that's 20 years old and you go visit the site and it's still got running your code.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just kind of floating that. Right. I'm not lying. 20 years ago, it's still going.
So I don't. It's very hard to quantify. I'm developing a talk called Spring for SaaS, right? For software as a startup.
Okay.
Right. And I don't know if that's what I'm going to call it or whatever. But I differentiate in the talk. I differentiate like if you're a small company and you've got an idea and you've got an itch to scratch and you're building this project, your problem is not one of integration with existing standards and deployed norms. It's more of, I need to solve that problem.
Now,
I'd rather just integrate rather than rebuild.
Right.
So if you're in a company, you've probably got a payment processor already. If you're a bank or a financial services organization or whatever, you've already got a payment processor set up somewhere.
Right.
And you'll just plug into that.
Right.
Same thing for identity. Same thing for how do you deploy databases? All this stuff, very useful stuff. But if you're a startup, nobody's made those decisions for you, nor do you want to make them for yourself. You just want them to be done. So you pull in Stripe, you pull in Okta, you pull in all these sort of interesting satellite technologies so that you can offload not just the technical burden, but the liability, the legal liability.
Yes.
Right. And anyway, when I think of enterprise, I think of these companies that have had more than one app in production, so they've commoditized these big moving parts like identity and like observability and like payments processing and all that kind of stuff, right? And anyway, enterprise, by and large, it's Java.
Right.
If you've got more than one successful app in production and you want to have more of them, I think you probably are closer to enterprise than startup. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a ridiculous. That's a ridiculous spectrum that I've given there. The framework I've provided is nonsense. There's probably a lot more nuance to it, right?
Of course, yes.
But nonetheless, the enterprise is driven by Java, right? And it's always struck people like you, people like me, people like the Spring team, and literally everybody else said, hey, like, it's far more natural to hang these AI integrations off of existing infrastructure deployed in Java and Spring than it is to build them from whole cloth. You know?
Well, I mean, I will put it this way. It's like, in this case, when I talk to a lot of people at the Jug, right, of course, they're going to be Java-centric, but like, I would say a year and a half ago, I asked the question, I was like, how many of you are actually using or really examining AI, not just for development purposes, but also for, just actually app develop or, actually writing apps that use it. There was like one person out of like 80, right? And so we re-asked the question again, and this is about a month ago, and it was half the teams.
Whoa.
Okay, half the people raised their hand. They're either a part of an experiment or in current, coding practice.
Right.
Now, we can go through and talk about success ratios and whatever, but that just shows that people are saying, we need this now, and they're doing it in Java.
Right, of course.
And so the question becomes, is like, okay, can Java do this efficiently?
Yes.
Yes. Do it quickly, because if I go in blind to like my favorite AI tool, and I say, render me this in a language, it usually goes with Python.
Well, I mean, that's
or JavaScript, something. And it's like,
so you're saying agnostic of that.
I just said
build me this feature in using AI technology.
Right.
And let's just see what it comes out the other end. Right. Python usually.
Yeah, but then I go in, I said, what if you do it in Java?
Yeah.
It does, it produces code. I didn't, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's right there.
Yeah.
So the thing is it's kind of interesting. It's like Java is there.
For sure.
And we have there's tooling out there. I mean, we've got like Spring AI, and Spring AI has really, really, really come out swinging on the features that you need to utilize for whether you're creating agents or if you're just hitting off of an LLM somehow, and you need to simplify that. Right. And I mean, the question is it fast?
Well, yes, and also does it support what people want? I've been. Have you been playing around with the Spring AI community stuff? Like that is super good.
Well, I mean, it's like the A to A stuff that they're trying to kick off, right? And then so Elia, who's one of the engineers on it, and he started talking about it, and I was like, I have to say, there's something I'm doing. I can't say anything yet.
Yeah.
But one of the projects I'm on, I'm like, could we create a gateway or something? Oh. But I'm looking at what the community's doing first. I'm like, whoa.
There's so many, the Spring AI community project is a GitHub organization. And people are talking about building, you heard about that Moltbot, OpenAI just acquired CloudBot, Bot, whatever. That's just a bunch of skills running wild on an operating system. We have support for skills now in Spring AI, right? There's a project for that. There's also, people ask about how do I do agentic orchestration? Well, you've got Mbabel, quite a common option. But also we have patterns for that as well in the Spring AI community as well. If you want a simpler, stripped down version of that, right? We have another thing people ask about is I want to orchestrate the CLIs, right? Like Cloud Code or Codex or Hero or whatever.
Yeah,
it's through ACP, Agent Client Protocol, right? For these CLIs speak a protocol, a lot of them, and you can actually speak that protocol and tell them what to do via a programming language, right? That's called the ACP. We support that as well through the agent.
I didn't even know that.
Agent Client module.
See, I don't know everything. I can't.
If you don't, then who does?
Oh, well,
but you're the closest.
Then.
But then we've got and then the thing that I've been really excited about because look at me. Do I look like a smart person? Don't answer that. No. But do I look like the person who understands security? No, of course not. But Spring Security, I can grok, right?
Yes, I can grok that. Yes.
That makes perfect. It's easy enough that I'm like, it's secure. I can leave it alone and I'll be okay, And big thing people are asking is, okay, I'm doing MCP in Spring and Spring AI.
Yeah.
We have the best support for MCP out there. How do I secure it with OAuth or with just regular headers? Now we have the MCP security module.
That's so cool.
It is so cool. It's a really rich ecosystem. So back to your point. So we've got the features,
right? So we made it easy,
right? We made it easy.
I didn't make it easy.
Well,
the team made
we made it easy. But now, did we make it fast?
That's the question. And I don't know.
I thought we didn't do. I don't think we did anything egregiously wrong. But it's nice to see feedback to the contrary.
Right.
That it's not just okay. It's actually quite good. Did you see? I'm sure you. I'm speaking.
But we talked about this. This is pretty sweet. Look at this.
So the TM Dev Lab. Did you see this benchmark? This came out February 11th. That's 5 days ago.
It's
a long time ago. This might be
in AI realm. That is like ancient. I think we need to hold on. I'm not going to dust off of it, folks. Don't worry, we're good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there's they asked this benchmark, and I'll you know what, I'm going to pretend like people are watching this, not just listening to it. For those of you on the internet watching it on the YouTubes, I'll just paste that right here. And
by the way, hello everybody.
Hi everybody. Hi. Okay, there you go. You can watch that. We'll do trust me. I think we're going to do a full follow on to this eventually for an actual YouTube audience. But for now, anyway, I'll read to you. So this finding, this benchmark, sought to compare MCP, a very trivial MCP implementation, doing nothing in particular, just like Hello World for MCP, using Java and Spring Boot and Spring AI. Using Go, using Node.js, we're using official
that's
SDK.
Reasonable, but all reasonable languages and tools,
and Python with the fast MCP implementation.
Okay, again, reasonable
all reasonable defaults to reach for in those
absolutely.
Over 3 rigorous test rounds, totaling 3.9 million requests, they measured latency, throughput, resource consumption, and reliability characteristics under controlled load conditions.
Okay.
So that's
reasonable. That's a reasonable test.
Yeah. And I'll leave it to the audience to go back and look at this. But overall performance metrics, here we go. So average latency. Java was 0.835. Go was 0.855. By the way, Java was the lowest latency. Let me just start with that.
Yes.
If you can't, sometimes I need to see big numbers instead of just having them read to me. So
yes, hit the article. It has it in a chart. It's pretty clear.
But it's 0.835 for Java, 0.855, so 0.2 more, right, for Go. For Node, it's 10.6 milliseconds, right?
Right.
Whoa.
Ouch, that's significant.
So again, we're talking about 0.8 milliseconds for Java, 0.8 milliseconds for Go. It's 0.835 versus 0.85, but still. And then 10 milliseconds, so more than 10 times worse than either Java or Go. And then for Python, it's 26.4 milliseconds.
Right.
So again, more than 26 times worse.
That's not good.
Not good. It's actually worse, you would say. So the latency was really good for Java and Go, and then we don't talk about the other ones. The throughput, the requests per second, was 1,624 for both Java and Go.
Yep.
And then Node was 559. So like less than is that about a third? It's maybe a little bit more than a third.
It's less than a third.
Is it 17?
You're probably a little over a third. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Almost. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, and then Python with the awkwardly named. I think the same people
slower.
292.
Yeah.
Compared to Java's 1624. By the way, so that's using the same. I know what happened now. I know what happened. The people that named SOAP, the Simple Object Access Protocol, they retired. We thought they were done.
No.
And then they came and named FastMCP for Python, which is that's
ironic.
Very ironic.
So no, wait.
I have
to ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there was one thing that we did notice in the article.
Yeah.
About memory.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked you a question. So let's talk about the memory.
Yeah.
So Java used a bit more memory than Go.
Yeah.
Okay. But my next question was, did they do this using the JVM?
Yeah.
Or did they have this compiled?
I don't think it was compiled. And by the way, that's like the whole internet's like, hey, you're missing a step here because they complained about the memory, right?
Right.
So let's talk about resource utilization.
Let's talk about it. Yes.
Java is 28.8%. Okay. It's the least of the resource.
CPUs.
Of the CPU usage.
Yes.
Java used the least CPU.
Well, that's been proven time and time again about it being efficient.
Oh, it's very efficient.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, used the least CPU while also delivering the most. It handled more transactions, more requests than any other framework in a smaller amount of time. Right.
Absolutely.
And by the way, we didn't finish that table.
Oh, let's go back to the table. I'm sorry, folks.
No problem. The total requests Java did was 1,559,520, whereas Go did 1,558,000. Right. And then Node was 534,000 and Python was 280. But basically, it's neck and neck for Java and Go, but Java still edged it out.
Yeah, again, 5x faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for resource utilization, Java did all that while also using the least amount of CPU, and if I'm not reading that incorrectly.
Right.
And and none of them had any errors, so it was a 0% error rate.
That's good.
But the memory for Java was the worst.
Right.
It took 226 megs of RAM.
Right.
Whereas Go used 18 megs, which is amazing.
Amazing. Yep.
Node used 110.
Yep.
And Python used 98.
Okay.
So the very first critique, of course, is, hey, why don't you use GraalVM?
Right. That was the question. It's like, again, what benefits do we get when we use Graal to do a native compilation? For those folks that haven't played with it yet.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is that it's going to basically resolve all of our objects, so there's not going to be any dynamic work. It's going to do that all up front, right? So you're going to get an executable. So you're going to get a boost in speed right there, boost in startup time, right? Yeah. You're going to get boosted startup time, but also more importantly, you're going to use significantly less memory.
Oh, so much better.
So even in this case where we're talking about just pure throughput, now when me and Josh are looking at this and saying, this looked like this was run on the JVM.
Yeah.
So the next step that we would think these people should do, or if we were to run it ourselves, would be to use Graal is to natively compile our app.
Now, they should do it with PGO, though.
Okay.
The commercial edition, right?
Okay, why would we do that?
Because there will be the naysayers that say that the peak performance of a GraalVM native image, after enough sustained load, after the JIT has kicked in and the JVM process is considered warmed up, that peak performance, they allege, is less than the peak performance of a JVM. I'm sorry, the peak performance of a GraalVM native image is going to be less than the peak performance of a warmed up JITted JVM.
Right.
And that's true, but only in, Thomas Vertinger, the creator of GraalVM, and we did a talk at Devnexus in Belgium last year, and we looked at that. We ran 1 million requests on stage, and only after about 1 million requests does the JVM catch up with the performance of the GraalVM native image
Wow.
out of the get-go. But this is for 1.5 million, so you probably hit that threshold, at which point the JVM might actually start, with the JITted JVM code might be faster.
Right.
So in order to get the memory and the
again down
the garbage collection, all that stuff, in order for that to be as good, you need to have the training run.
It's like I tell folks, it's like, why would I need to do native compilation? And the thing is, it comes down to resources.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got this fixed number of compute allocations, right? I've got, this many virtual machines provisioned.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to shove as much as I can onto those machines.
Yes.
And the best way to do that is going to be able to natively compile. So I shrink the amount of memory that I'm using and reduce the amount of CPU.
Right.
And put that there. But again, it's like we talk about, the JVM in itself has, so that's that decision factor that you have to go in as part of the it depends. Right.
What are the two most important words for an architect?
It depends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nate, thank you.
Thank you. So I think this is what we've been talking about, right? If you want to build production-worthy AI, because we saw that MIT study last year.
Well, again, yeah, great article. And okay, but basically the article said that, was it 90?
There's some crazy numbers, like 60 or 70%.
95%, like 90% of them fail.
Oh, the MIT thing. Yeah,
the MIT. So 9% fail. But again, it's also like the question becomes then is like, okay, are you trying to do bolt-on? Are you just trying to take existing apps and just trying to bolt on AI, or you're doing it something natively? Like, okay, I'm going to take and start an AI native workflow and build it ground up, and so that again, you're not just trying to add it, you're just trying to say, look, again, it's that architectural flow, and start using AI from the beginning.
Isn't that what they talked about? They said in the study, it was like failing to take account existing workflows.
Yes.
Is what caused them to fail. So if you've got existing apps that are doing the job, why would you rebuild all that in another lane, in another language, another ecosystem outside of the hot path of most users?
And I think one of the funniest things that they showed was like, they showed like this cartoon that there's out there, and it shows an iceberg, right? And at the very top, it says, you see these people on the boat coming up to the iceberg, and on that iceberg, it has at the top AI solution. Everybody, this is awesome, it's great. And then you see all the other stuff that's underneath it.
Oh yeah.
Including like how do you do, what's your CI/CD? What is your technical debt?
Right.
All that other stuff that we already have, it doesn't go away. AI doesn't fix that.
No.
It is, again, it's a solution. So you have to have all that stuff kind of underway. It doesn't mean you can't start AI, but you need to be doing those simultaneously.
Right, and this is where it gets into like, so it has to, you've already got business logic written in Java and Spring.
Yes, yay.
Natural to extend that with AI ecosystem use cases.
Absolutely.
And then because you care about reliability and durability and maintenance and all that, having the code written in such a way that it benefits from the good design patterns in the Spring ecosystem.
Yes.
So it benefits from the observability and micrometer, benefits from the scalability and virtual threads and GraalVM.
Absolutely.
Benefits from the security of Spring security.
So let's take what makes a successful AI app is like, a lot of times you read, it's observability.
Right.
Do we have that?
Yeah, well.
Okay, we got that.
For free.
Are you protecting your AI asset?
Sure hope so.
Yeah. Okay, then we need to have a good solid foundation, right? Okay, we got boot, framework, okay, proven. Okay, now I need to simplify and make a quick, secure access to my AI resources. We've got that.
Right.
Well, I need to communicate with other apps out there, have a workflow to be able to communicate with other apps. Well, we got Spring integration.
Yeah.
We need access to data.
Right.
All right. So we need to be able, whether it's just a regular, relational database or
vector
store or
document DB or whatever.
God, yeah, you've done this before. You've talked about this before.
And that's a good. By the way, did you see that whole thing with you're talking about Spring data?
Oh, Spring data. Yes, that's where I'm going. Yes.
So, but did you see the whole Claudebot, Moltbot, whatever, got the fellow behind it was acqui-hired by OpenAI, right? And I guess Claudebot, Moltbot, whatever it's called, will remain open. And like somebody, the author tweeted rather sarcastically about and sneeringly, condescendingly about, like, imagine if this was written using Spring Boot and Enterprise Beans or whatever, right?
Right.
Which of course is a gross, like, first of all, there's There's no enterprise Java beans anywhere near Spring Boot. Second of all, Spring Boot's awesome.
Wait. Okay,
Right.
okay. I'm gonna go to the library. I'll be right back. I gotta look what this enterprise Java.
Yeah,
Just give me a minute.
Yeah. It's under the other dusty pile over there. Yeah. So anyway, like so there's that, and then it's like first of all, you'd get a better result with Spring Boot than you would with what he did with just TypeScript, right? We just showed it. Yeah.
Right.
So we have the same we support all the same technologies while also being way better for production. So,
yes.
So like it was and a lot of people responded as such, saying, "Hey, you've clearly you could use a good refresher."
Again, he has an opinion. He has an opinion. Everybody's allowed to have one. It is ill-informed, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, one person actually said, like, imagine, like, wouldn't it be nice to have an MCP service or a skill rather that does integration? And I think I responded something like, well, we actually have Spring integration. You can do. Or he said no, that had Kafka.
Yeah.
And I said that. ¿Por qué no los dos? Why can't you do Kafka plus? Like with Spring integration, you could bring in AI and talk to Kafka and Pulsar and to whatever.
Yeah, AMQP. Let's keep going, right?
Yeah. Which brings us to. What are you working on in Spring integration? What's happening?
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're about to go 7.1 milestone 2 is about to come out. In the 7.1, there's going to be a lot of features. I'm just going to give a couple. Of course, we're going to say the regular bug fixes, right? We are actually looking at some of the, we got to talk about performance improvements later on. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, just mention it. But we're looking at doing some of that.
Yeah.
That's going to be, we're going to, we're looking at it. Let's just say we're looking at that. We have added a gRPC gateway
inbound integration.
Yeah, baby, finally, right? Boom.
You've got that in Gateway, right? Spring Cloud Gateway. There's a gRPC proxy adapter.
Yeah, and that was the other thing is like I'm throwing in an example into Spring Cloud Gateway examples. That's not been released, but it's going to be there. So you can pull that example down, play with it when I get it up there. Should be hopefully there in the next week or so.
So that's rebased on top of the good, the great, the inimitable, the amazing Dr. Dave Sayers Spring gRPC project, or?
And so in this case, no. But here's the best part. It's like, okay, so the way that you're going to play with this stuff is you're going to pull down and you're going to go Spring Boot, bring in Spring gRPC because you don't have the service if you're doing a inbound, right?
Right.
So you pull it in, it auto configures all that stuff, and then all you got to do is just use that beautiful Artem created DSL.
Is it just literally gRPC.inbound adapter?
God, yes. I mean, and then you set up all the little configurations you want. You've got your you explain what you want. What is it called? The .prop files.
Right.
And you set those up, and then you just
the proto.
Exactly. Protos. Thank you.
Right.
And then you got to do protos. It does all that setup for you once you have all that stuff precompiled.
Right.
And then you set up your gateway, and then you're just taking in services, and you create your workflows.
So it sets up a gRPC endpoint that responds to messages.
Yes.
That are request reply.
Yeah.
So if I have a gRPC service that's fire and forget, does it just take the message in as an
take it in and gives you a response back out, right?
But if it's just a one way.
You can do it one way. Yeah, you can do it one way because you can always have. Well, right now what it is you can have.
Do you have a gateway?
Yes, it's a gateway.
Wait, so okay, hold on. Before we get into it.
Yeah.
For people listening.
Go ahead.
If you're in the Spring integration world, then you are in the enterprise application integration world, and that is drawn largely from the amazing book by Gregor Hoppe and Bobby Wolf called Enterprise Integration Patterns from 2004. A page turner. Keep it under your pillow. Read it to the kids. Amazing book.
Yes, anyway, and it's about this big.
Yeah. I mean, you will get a crick in your neck if you actually keep it under your pillow.
60-something patterns that live and breathe by.
Right, and in that book, they talk about inbound and outbound adapters.
Yes.
So these are unidirectional. Like this is a system that takes a message from the outside world, and that message from the outside world comes into the system. We call that an inbound.
Process it. Yep. Inbound. Yes.
Okay. And then if a message that the system sends to the outside world, that's called an outbound adapter.
And well, guess what? We have both.
And so that's just one direction, though. You send it out, and then you're done with it.
Yes.
You fire and forget.
Yes.
Same thing. Inbound is message comes in, and then no reply is ever sent back. If you want to do a gateway, inbound gateway is a message comes in from the outside world.
Yes.
You process it, and then you turn around and send a response back out.
Yes.
Okay. Outbound gateway is you send a message out to the world, it sends you a reply, and then you process the inbound.
Gosh, you're good at this.
We
should be working on a project.
I
I'm
know.
just saying, I'm gonna walk away. I'm just gonna walk away.
Well, I mean, I've got bugs in Spring Integration all over the place.
Yes, you do, and we're working on those.
Thank you.
I mean, thank you.
It's only been 16 years. 16 years. Like, people joke,
Oh, I gotta tell you a story about that. But go ahead. Yeah.
So people used to talk about how all the people at Microsoft claim that they are the people that got rid of the last lines of Bill Gates's Visual Basic Code or Basic Code.
Right.
Basic, right? And I like to imagine that between you and Oleg and Artem and Gary, and all these other wonderful people that have worked on Spring Integration, people are still trying to find out ways to remove my terrible code, right? It's just been 16 years in the making.
It's beautiful code.
Yeah.
Just know it's beautiful. He doesn't believe it.
It's just gone. That's why it's so beautiful. So anyway, so you've got gRPC inbound and outbound
gateways.
And they're both gateways. They're not inbound adapters?
No, not yet. It's gateways, because I mean, a lot of times what you're dealing with, you're dealing with, whether you're dealing with streaming, like a single blocking hit, get one value in, one value out, streaming in, one value back, streaming in, streaming out, or single in, streaming back. So these are
they're request response.
Request responses. So it's this gateway type of feel. Yeah. So it's like, oh, this makes sense. So we did that. We've done, if you've ever heard of cloud events.
Sure.
So we basically have cloud events transformers, so that as you're, so if you get a message in, you can convert it from that message to a cloud event, or if you're send it out to a cloud event.
Oleg was working on that in Spring Cloud Stream a few years ago.
Yes, and we put it, now it's an integration. Yeah.
So did we rebase Stream on top of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when that.
So we've got that going. Gosh, what else? So AMQP, Harm's been doing great. AMQP client finally. We've got the 1.0 standard for AMQP is out.
Wait, it just went GA?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's been GA for about a little while, but only like a year. But I mean, it's always been this.
Wait, the spec?
The spec.
It was not GA this entire time?
No.
It was. So I remember it was 0.9.
Yeah, it was 0.9. Yeah, now it's 1.0. Yay. So now. So we're doing AMQP.
It's interesting, but 11 p.m. is kicking me. That's okay. This is why we preserve it on the internet for posterity, my friend.
Oh, by the way, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, by the way. So okay, wait. So you're saying, because it was at 1. We had in 2010 when I joined, it was we were using 0.9, but people were lampooning us for not supporting directly and prioritizing 1.0. The then nascent spec. Right. It was a spec.
Yeah,
and it wasn't GA. Are you saying it just went GA?
It's been like a. You know what? I'm going to take that back. It's been recent. Okay. So now, but that's the reason why. It's like, so we were always using like Rabbit features, right? So Rabbit's still going to be supported. Don't worry, it's still there. But we're actually going to. I mean, part of what this work is like AMQP. So that whatever AMQP server you're doing, you're good, right? So that's what we're working on that.
Do we have a Spring Integration adapter for the RabbitMQ streams?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Again, I just been on it less than a year, so
yeah, it's okay. I mean,
I have to share this with you.
Yeah.
So when I was hired on it, I was hired on at Spring in 2013. Okay. Oh. Yeah. God. Yeah. So this man was very young, very vibrant. The first thing, it was great. It was a great time.
Hey, Sonny,
where's my kid?
My glasses.
And I was going to be hired on for Spring Integration. Needless to say, 11 and a half years later, I'm here.
You did it.
Yeah, I had to work on this thing called Spring Cloud Data Flow for just a little while, just for a few months.
Circumlocutus route, but you got there. Showing up for work, boss. Meanwhile, it's been like two project leads have come and gone.
Yes. Yeah. It was Fisher,
Mark was there, Gary, and now
Artem.
The wonderful Artem.
Oh God, Artem's great. I love him.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
It's just like,
Spring Integration is one of my all-time favorite projects, right?
Well, that's the reason I loved it. That's the reason I was like interviewing and all that at the time, because it was like I was using it because it was so valuable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And and this was back in the days when you read the Enterprise Integration Pattern book, and you're like, okay, now I got to hand roll these things.
Right.
Don't have to do it.
And by the way, that problem integration is still there, especially in the world of AI. I really think people,
well, look at the pattern.
AIifying existing workflows is very useful.
Yes, but I mean, you look at a lot of the workflow for the AI workflow stuff, and you're like, oh, that's just a scatter gather, or that's a routing, or like this is, it's EIP,
right?
But again, it's like I would highly recommend if you're writing orchestrating flows between agents or within your apps. pick up the virtual book. And by the way, we don't get any money for this, right? But or study the flows. There's a lot of open source or just open available information on these various workflows, wiretaps.
Yeah.
I mean, all this good stuff. So it's highly recommended.
And again, that's the richness of this Java ecosystem, right? The ancients are stealing our technology, right? Like that's what's.
Yes, it's true.
It's true. Okay, I'm really excited to maybe offline you can show me some of this gRPC stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
I mean, like I said, I'm working on a demo or like in samples because there's a Spring integration sample project. So I want to try to get that out very soon. And I'm not allowed to say when, right?
Sure.
I'm not allowed to say that, but I can say very soon. So you could go out there and play and start the server, start at the client, and then bang on that and see what it's like, and then say, okay. And especially like, and it's going to have like the protos already, all you got to do is build the project. It's going to build the protos, build the stubs for you. All that's done for you, and then all you do is you can see how I configured the little gateway to do what I wanted to do.
So you get the gateway. What do you give? You give it the proto file, or what do you give the gateway?
No, so you still have to do. So you give it proto file. You create your own proto file, right?
Yeah.
Here's my proto file. Here's how I want to set it up, and you set up your plugin. So you're going to do your regular build. So you spring boot, right? So if I'm writing an inbound gateway, all right, boot gRPC. All right. And then what you get, I think you still have to pull in the gRPC plugin. You build your proto files, and when you do your build, it's going to create the stub files, right?
Yeah.
Then what you're going to do is, okay, now I got these stub files. What am I going to do with these things, right? So you go in, you go into your, you configure your, again, using the DSL. You configure your, you tell it, hey, this is the,
you give it a point to the
class path, right? It's the class that you want to use. And then the person sends you the message and it calls the method you want to.
What if you got more than one method on the class?
I'm trying to remember if we actually.
Like add primary or something?
I think it's going to be, in that case, I'm trying to remember, that was so this is where I have to find efficiency because it's late, by the way, folks.
Yeah, it is late.
But I'm trying to remember if, like, I don't think we handle it. There was a discussion where we said, do we want to take, like, the method that I want to handle as a part of, like, a header?
Right.
Yeah. And I don't think we did. I think we did. You have to tell it which method you want to call, and then you can.
But how do you do that?
When you configure it. Yeah.
Okay.
DSL. Yeah. Oh. So the thing is that what you're doing is that you're
kind of like the idea of a header too, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if we did that or if that's going to be a new feature. But the thing is the goal is that you
find out.
Yeah, right. Find out. Yeah. So the goal for you as a user is now the service that you need to have for that is going to be handled by Spring gRPC.
Right.
So that's a starter.
And then you put Spring.io, add gRPC,
and then use Spring integration. You put in the gateway,
right?
And now you got all this communication handled for you. The service is done for you. All you got to do is that's it.
Yeah.
You just use the DSL to set up, and on the outbound gateway side, you're going to have, again, you still have to have the proto files. You have to have the file. You have to tell it which one you want to use, and you say, send it, and there you go.
And the outbound side, though, you could do a messaging gateway.
Yeah.
And so you could give the client an actual POJO.
Yeah.
And it'll result in a message being sent into a channel via the outbound gateway.
Let's just enjoy a POJO.
Yeah. So now you can manipulate a remote gRPC service with a nice POJO interface instead of the clunky code-generated thing,
Exactly.
Oh, possibilities are endless. And by the by, one thing you can do that I showed in one of these other videos I've done recently, like in the last few years, I think it was like after COVID.
Yeah, it was like a celebration, post-COVID celebration, wasn't it?
I did a video where I showed. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I did a video where I showed creating an interceptor a channel interceptor that looks at messages passing through the channel, and then use that to get the header from that, and then basically validate the header as the token in the message header with the OAuth server.
Oh, nice.
Right. So now you can actually do offline headless messaging flows and have like resource server equivalents for messaging flows.
So for
validate
folks,
the token.
Really quick, a message that comes in, and when you're dealing with messages, you have your payload. This is like your POJOs, your whatever you have, you're in there. But then you have headers that are like metadata that describes the envelope that describes what you're having. Also, whatever else you need to be able to tell the other side, this is what this data is going to do. This is what I need for you to do the data.
Out of band information that's related to the thing that's being sent.
Exactly. Yeah. So just, hey, I'm a bread and butter kind of guy. I love to be able to say, I don't assume anything. Right. Because, hey, how many of y'all have actually played with Spring integration, right?
And by the way,
not everybody.
you know what? So this is good, fair point. One of the things that people have alleged is that Spring is complex. And I don't disagree that there is complexity. I just don't think it springs. And the reason I don't think it springs is because, for example, Spring integration is the simplest way I know to do enterprise integration patterns.
Agreed.
It's the simplest way I know. But you still need to freaking understand EAI. That's a whole thing. It's a whole...
Absolutely.
You could spend a whole career becoming good at this, right? If you, as I, in my background, have experience with things like web methods and TIBCO and Rendezvous and whatever, like Axway Integrator and MuleSoft and Service Mix and whatever, like, and also Tivoli and also what's the other one? BizTalk from Microsoft. Like, this is all, it's a whole freaking thing. It's a whole style of, just like AI is a category of software engineering today, so too was EAI and ESB programming 20 years ago, right? It's a whole thing. There's an art to it. So if you want to really be good at that, you might read that book. We were half joking, but you should read, at least superficially, skim through that book.
Yeah.
It is 1,400 pages, and it is worth understanding.
You can actually go to look up Enterprise Integration Patterns
.com.
.com, and it will, they right out of the box show you all the patterns right there. I still encourage you to buy the book.
Hey, Nathan. Thanks for joining.
But the thing is that, so I always think about Spring as this. People say, what is Spring? Spring is, it's like this. It's like the tea, right?
Yeah.
You have your tea of knowledge, right?
Tea of knowledge.
Yeah. So like this, you can't learn everything, but you can go deep dives on certain things, right? So, but to be able to create an app, I may need to know, like, I need Spring Boot to kind of get me started, saying, okay, simplify the setup for me, but I need to know enough about security that I can configure Spring security.
Right.
I know relational databases, but I need to speed that up. But I may not be an expert at all the various types of databases. You can't be. Yeah. But we have a team that is dedicated to that, right? How many of us know all the protocols supported by Spring integration, right? Or like, okay, I need to be able to go in Spring Cloud. I need to have a gateway. I've never had to use I've never had to use Spring Cloud Gateway or a config server. But you gain knowledge on what those things you need to do. Spring is just Spring's like a plug and play kind of thing. It's like, here's your foundation. Right. What do you need to plug in? You may never need to have data. You just need to have a gateway or a config server.
I mean, but you still need to understand these concepts.
Oh, absolutely.
And the simplest way to do it is in terms of the Spring's API. The
Spring
Framework API.
Make it easier for you, right?
And also
consistent.
And consistent and integrated and cohesive. Like Spring MVC.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
That's web programming. Spring MVC is the simplest way I know to build an HTTP service. But you still need to know HTTP. It's not like we can escape the fundamentals here, So, anyway, I don't know.
No.
Complexity. It's not Spring's complexity.
We're agreeing.
Yeah.
We're agreeing completely.
Violent agreement.
Yes.
Question here. What's your point of view on Keeson Muratori's view on adding all the abstractions and frameworks and things run slow? I mean, if you add layers, there's going to be if done well, there's going to be an imperceptibly, hopefully, but still present latency a little bit.
Well, I would say this: it's like, what are you trying to? When we say that, are we talking about creating a microservice? Because microservices are not always small; they can be big, right? I can create a monolith. I can create a monolith.
Yeah.
I can create any of these, but it's how I design and how much responsibility I put into it.
Yeah.
For that, and it's like, as I add more features, and if I'm like not threading it right, if I'm not using micro threading, well, or I'm not, or I may, like let's say I create a problem single threaded when I should have done reactive based coding. Right. Again, I hate saying this. It depends. Somebody's having fun over there.
Yeah.
Okay. It depends on what we're trying to do, right? But not necessarily that I have all these features is going to get slow. Right?
But I mean, it's inarguable that if you add layers, there are now more layers. That's just
true.
But again, like you said, it's a question of, so for example, you mentioned concurrency.
Yes.
As a lever of complexity. But it's not safe for most people to write threaded code.
Right.
Most people aren't going to do a good job, right? There's only one person I know that truly knows how to write safe, multi-threaded concurrent code, and it's not you. Okay, that's the point. It doesn't matter who it is. It's not you. So use something that abstracts that for you, right? Because at least it's safe now, right? So that you can get a result, albeit slightly slower. I mean, we're talking microseconds, not even milliseconds, microseconds slower than if you had just done it yourself, at some level. Like a method dispatch in the JVM is very, very fast these days. But it's inarguable that there is an extra layer of software complexity there. But
I think there's one of my friends. We were talking the other day. He says, it struck me. Talk about layers.
Yeah.
He says, okay, I decide to run an app that's on a virtualized server. And on that virtualized server, I'm running Docker.
Right.
And on top of Docker, I'm running a virtual machine.
Right.
I'm already 4 layers deep,
But you want to tell me about the extra security filter. That's the problem. Yeah. Come on. Like, and for all, by the way, I trade, I know this is a cliche thing, and I stole this from the Python people.
Yeah.
And I think, except with the very notable exceptions of the things we just talked about, where fast MCP is like actually the slowest.
But we're not smashing Python either. It's just like in this case, look at the difference. Right?
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of things like that, where it's obviously there's a deficiency of engineering in there, or something's gone horribly off the tracks,
right?
The rails, so they got a result.
Language, right? Interpretive language is going to take longer.
Well, they also have the GIL, right? So they just don't have the scalability mechanism. Anyway, with the exception of some really bad examples like that. I tend to agree with the Python people where they say, I'd rather trade CPU time for developer time, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, when you can have something like Spring, and as we saw earlier with that benchmark, where Spring AI is not only the fastest and most, of the 4 they looked at, Python, Go, Java, and Node,
right?
Of those 4 options, Spring AI is not only the fastest of those 4 choices, it's also among the most resource efficient, except for the memory, and we think we can do better on that with GraalVM. It's not only the most resource efficient, or among the second most resource efficient, and fastest, and handles the most transactions. It's also the most concise. The abstraction works really well there, so you can have your, concurrent, scalable, concise cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? Right? Doesn't have to be either or. Spring has been replaced by Python in many scenarios. I mean, I don't know that that's true.
I mean, let me ask this question. We say replace. Is it replacing at the enterprise level? Or are we talking about startups? That's a very good question. But there's probably studies out there for it. But at the same time, is it because we have a lot of graduates that know nothing but Python? Is it that we're saying a lot of people use, we're doing AI, therefore we have to use Python?
And I think we're going to see that
I think there's going to be a backlash on that.
Yeah, there has to be, because I mean, AI is enterprises aren't going to throw away all this code. They just aren't. We already see that. That's why there's like most of the enterprises uses Java. Is Kotlin? Is it okay? When I say Java, my friends, I mean the JVM. And so the next question is: Kotlin going to replace Java in the long run in the enterprise?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Well,
I don't think so, but I'll put it this way: Kotlin has its place in the world. Java has its place in the world. I mean, it's like this. The good news is like Spring supports Kotlin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Java.
And in Java, so you're good shape.
It's one of those things where you're fine either way. So I was a Kotlin GDE for years. I'm a huge Kotlin fan. Love Kotlin. I've done many a live stream and so on, even just this last few months on Kotlin, but or talks at least.
Yeah.
Use Kotlin and use Spring. I'm happy.
Yep.
Don't use Kotlin. Use Java and Spring. I'm happy. And since there is zero cost, like you don't give up anything by using Kotlin.
No,
right?
Just going straight to the JVM.
Yeah, it's just the JVM. So who cares? I mean, just go. It's fine. It's a win for everybody. Use Kotlin. I love Kotlin. But also, Java's getting really good. I mean, you saw the Valhalla stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see that they've got a experimental build
already?
They've got 2 things going on. First, they announced, you saw that video earlier in January, where they announced that Java 28 would be the first to have a Valhalla preview, -- preview gated thing for Valhalla. Right?
Interesting.
After more than a decade,
Finally.
Valhalla will be, and not.
I mean,
not just,
finally, not a bad way, but finally, yes.
yes, finally.
Yeah, finally.
I mean, hey, it's if it's anything like virtual threads, I'm sure it's going to be amazing because it wasn't just as good; it was better than the other alternatives.
Oh my gosh, I mean, virtual threads changed so much. I was like,
yeah,
I had tears coming out my eyes.
too. So beautiful. So there's that, and then separate from that, so you got Valhalla. They've officially said that their intention, their hope, their goal, although don't hold them to this, of course, it's not a contract or anything, but their hope is that it lands in Java 28. So that's still a year away. Right?
Yeah.
26 will be here in March, right? Next month.
Yep. 27.
So we're talking at least 13 months before we get our hands on a build with a dash preview of Valhalla. Although that said, if you follow the Git repository, not the Git, I don't even know what they use. Is it Mercurial or something? I don't know. The OpenJDK repositories. Just today, there's a pull request, or just recently, there's a pull request showing basically they're modifying the Java collections classes to use null restriction, these new null restriction annotations that are part of the ongoing effort around Valhalla.
Wow.
Right? Null restriction, for those of you who don't know, is a way to say in the language, like in Kotlin, you can do this. TypeScript, Rust doesn't have nulls, but if it did, it would, it's got, all these other languages have a way to write programs that never have a null reference, but Java doesn't. Right. Everything except for the primitives can be null. And so since Valhalla aims to make it so that you can add new primitives, you also now need to tell things that used to accept nulls that it's not going to be null.
Right.
Because primitives can't be null, but now they're going to soon you're going to be able to have a list of int lowercase. Well, that doesn't make any sense because lists can have nulls.
Right.
Right. So how do you have a list of an int which is not nullable? Not integer, but int, right?
Ooh.
So how do you reconcile that? And so they're doing that. They have no restrictions in the language. So between that's going to be really interesting. All these features around Valhalla will be a lot better for performance. And then you get the other thing, which is Valhalla. What's the other thing that they were working on? Type classes.
Right.
There's an experimental feature for type classes.
Oh, that's gonna be
right.
Great.
So this is the type classes are metaprogramming that you get in like Haskell and Scala, right? It's a way of saying I sit at a level above any particular instance of a type. It's like programming the dot class, It's operations related to the genre
of that type.
Yeah. And so that's a really cool feature. So these features are coming to Java, and there's already an experimental build of that. That's
actually going to be some groundbreaking changes that we can put in. I mean, some powerful stuff.
So that's more than what's in Kotlin.
Yes.
Right? The Valhalla stuff, of course.
But then it's JVM, then it goes to Kotlin, it goes to Java. You're in great shape.
But type classes are, they have some features like that in Scala and other ecosystems. Looks really good. This stuff is it's coming to Java. So Java's getting better and better. And it's now I think they've finally reached an inflection point where Java is, I will be the first to admit, a haphazard agglomeration of different features that had to be implemented in kind of a weird way because they didn't want to break backwards compatibility.
Right.
But the fact is, if you go down a checklist and does your language support lambdas? Does it support multi-line string? Does it support auto inference? Does it support smart switches? Does it support auto casting?
They're just a var.
Yeah, var. All these. Does your language support these common things?
Yeah.
Java's got them now, right? Java's already got. I think for 80% of the features you can want in a modern productive language, Java's got them. Are they as elegant, all in as maybe the brand new language written yesteryear? No, but
Well, again, I think it's like, what language is older, Python or Java?
Python.
Python's older.
Yeah. And by the way, even Rust is 15 years old now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
It's
almost could get a driver's license.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
In most of the United States.
Yeah. So basically, you can stick with Java. And I think at this point, again, we're at that inflection point. It's no longer trying to catch up. At this point, I would say that it's got most of what most people want.
Right.
And at this point, it's actually trending upwards. It's adding new features that maybe other languages don't have yet. you know?
Well, I mean, again, I think the advantage to Java is the fact that we have a lot of experience. It's got the, I think when a lot of people look at it, they're like, okay, I have this language and it has been particularly valuable and useful in creation of models. And that's going to be either be Python. At the time it was R, and then you say, okay, but now it's like, in that case, maybe it's still got those tools, but actually Java's actually catching up in that zone too.
Sure. And it's okay for Python to dominate that.
Well, Barry Bird's even writing a book on how to do models in Java.
Really? That's cool.
And I was like, go Barry.
Yeah, I gotta read that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Java has so many strengths. Doesn't need to be perfect at everything. I still wouldn't use Java to write the next kernel interrupt handler. Like I wouldn't write it. I wouldn't use it to build a kernel driver either. For any operating system.
Yeah.
Like it's got limits. That's fine. I get it. If you're gonna build your next pacemaker, maybe pick a real-time language.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So I get it. That's fine. It doesn't have to do everything at all times.
Take the tool that best solves the problem, but don't relegate something based on what you say. Well, it's old.
The trends. Yeah.
The trends. But meaning, if it's got an active community in it, these are questions that, like, when you're picking a talk.
Yeah.
For like any conference, you're like, okay, is there a community behind that's interested in it? Is there a community that's actually contributing to it?
Yeah.
Is it in motion? Is it actually growing and adding features? Is it being enhanced? Is it being used? So in this case, we look at that checkbox on Java. It doesn't matter how old it is. It's whether it meets those checks. And it's like, that's what brings an interesting talk to a conference. Similarly, you can apply some of those principles in the language.
Yeah.
Don't let it because, oh gosh, it was produced in 1990 or whatever, right?
I mean, actually, so JavaScript is like a year or two younger than Java.
Yeah.
Right. Python is older than Java. Ruby came out in like 98 or whatever, so it's not new by any stretch.
Exactly.
Even Rust is like 20. When did Rust come out? 2010?
God, I don't know. Well, it's like that's like we have to say, when did Rust? So we're going to look.
Come out.
See, like we know what we're doing.
Okay. 2013.
Okay.
So what is that now?
That's 12,
13
years old. 12 to 13 years old.
It's I mean.
Also, it can't drive. It cannot get its learner's permit in the United States right now, but that's okay.
Okay. TypeScript, which is just JavaScript with a
I won't do JavaScript. I will do TypeScript. I'll just put that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make me do a script, I'll pick TypeScript.
When did it come out? I don't know.
Gosh.
2012, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's older than I thought it was.
It is. I mean, these things are not new, right? No. So you're gonna have if you are annoyed by cruft building up in a language, well, I've got news for you. It's already happening everywhere else too.
Right.
The difference is our language is only getting stronger and growing 30 years hence.
Right.
Whereas that's not going to be true for a lot of
behind it. Look at how many times you see something contribute to the new features that are added.
Yeah.
Right. If new features were not being added to Java, I would say, then yeah, we probably need to have a long talk.
Java 6 and 7.
That's it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Stagnant. Also 6, 7.
Oh God. Did
obligatory.
You just do that?
I had to.
The thing is, I actually know what that sort of means.
My daughter taught me, and the quickest way to get the kids to stop doing things
just to do it.
It's just to do it as an old, and so yeah. Anywho, what is this last question? How's AI going to shift enterprise since most of the patterns are repeatable? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sure it's a good question. I just don't understand.
Well, I mean, the big thing is that when you introduce AI, we have to say we have to change your thought pattern from deterministic to non-deterministic.
Yeah.
So do you have a solution? Do you have something where that non-determinism and that ability to help solve a problem? One of the big things we do see is that people are using AI to solve deterministic problems. And you're like, why?
Yeah.
Right. Is there something that it can help you that a deterministic system can't? And the question is that so when we look at enterprise systems, right? Yeah. And we say, okay, the question is that you look at it, your flow, and you say, if I look at this flow, how can AI help a flow? And then you begin to design that. And it's not that you can't add it to an existing system. I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
But you just can't add it and expect miracle. I think
Right.
that's the thing. So you really want to look at your workflow and see where can it be added to the workflow successfully. Like it's just like this. All right, I haven't written a commit message in I don't know how long. Because now my workflow, as far as a developer, goes in and creates my commit messages for me that meets the Crispim standard, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So my workflow as a developer has adapted in the last 6 months to say, where are those things that I can use AI in my workflow to simplify what I'm doing? Okay. Right. I don't need to write these commit messages. I've tweaked them. I've tweaked my prompt to be able to meet that. I say, okay, I want you to do a first fat pass review of what I have before I send it out for others. Find the little things that I miss that somebody else will catch to save them time.
Right.
So that's part of my flow. So you find out, you look at your flow and say, where can I introduce AI to improve my flow, right? And make sure it's legal. You're using the stuff that your company says you can do legally.
Right. Oh, that's a huge compliance.
Yes, compliance is huge. So make sure you can. Make sure that if you have to mark your code and saying this and this were written by AI and the company requires it, make sure you follow their rules. Okay. So again, and it's like when you, like, even if you're like, spell check my documentation, right? I can't spell.
Yeah, me either. And by the way,
but I can't spell. I can do like the Spring expression language, but I can't spell SPELL. I have to be very specific there.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot we have an acronym, Spring Express, SPEL.
Yeah. Old but good. But good.
Yeah, you're right. Integrating it in piecemeal into little slices of life where it serves me there in a well-defined context is, I think, very useful. And I think in general, when people are trying to, you mentioned deterministic problems. There's no such thing as a deterministic response from an AI model, but with patterns,
yes, you can.
You're able to get more repeatability.
Yes.
Not 100%, but you can, again, force it into smaller, more granular tasks and limit the scope, so you don't give it too many tools that it can call, and you don't give it too many options, and you be very specific in your prompt. And
now I'll also say this: I've never submitted, even though I say I don't write them, doesn't mean I don't read them. Doesn't mean I don't modify them.
Oh yeah, I mean
yeah, I mean that's true. I mean the thing is always check what it does.
Yeah.
And whether you're doing LLM as a judge or if you can afford that, to be able to say, is what we're producing safe?
Yeah.
Again, this is part of the workflow. Now, whether it's done by a human or by another AI or by some kind of deterministic flow that you can trust. Again, I think that's a whole nother conversation I don't think we should be having right now, because you're going to lecture me and say, Glenn, your ADHD is kicking in.
Yeah. No, it's just also it is midnight basically. It's 11:30.
11:30. But
so
we're good. We're good, and we're caffeinated.
Yeah,
highly caffeinated.
I can't wait for the spring integration release.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be fun. Milestone 2.
Milestone 2.
Milestone 2.
And that's going to come out in spring boot 4.1?
Yeah, it's going to be the 4.1, 7.1, or 4.1 boot, 7.1 integration, 4.1 AMQP.
So much good stuff. And also
5.1 for all the Spring Cloud stuff.
And check out all the Spring Framework. 7.04 just came out. 7.05 is on its way. Both of which include a lot of like really nice optimizations if you're doing Spring MVC. So that's cool.
Sebastian wrote an article. Was that Sebastian?
I think it was on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Sebastian
please look it up. Sebastian Deleuze.
There's some. It's like you'd have to hit the server a lot to notice these things. But if you look at the flame graph for certain paths through the web stack in Spring MVC, we are recalculating certain things that we have now memoized. Right. That in the new 7.04 and 7.05, there's some nice refinements there. So, maybe it'll make your code just that much more efficient.
Yeah.
Glenn, as always,
Josh, thank you for inviting me. And by the way, this was not AI produced. This was all,
and you would know if it was AI because then it would be better. But
I'd be handsomer.
Yeah, me too. But But you're you're on. I'm gonna see you in a few weeks.
Yes.
Devnexus, DEVNEXUS.com.
That's right. And
Where
it's in Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia. Are there still tickets?
Oh, I think we might have a few. But come on, man, folks, just jump on in. Again, I forgot what the price is. It's like $550. I mean, it's not exact quote.
Yeah.
It's 2 days for the $550. I think it's like a couple hundred extra for like a workshop. So there'll be a 3-day experience. Come on in.
Yeah.
Again, I always tell people this. It's not just necessarily going to the talks and listen to yahoos like me and Josh give talks. It's that hallway track, talking to people in the hallway, talking to the speakers after and before the talks.
Right.
These are where you get the kernels of knowledge. We will actually have Bruno Borges. He's going to be doing like a meet the expert panels where you go in and you just sit down with the experts. You schedule a time. That was very popular last year.
So that's going to be devnexus.com.
Yes.
And a lot of the spring people will be there, spring team.
Yes.
What about you, my friend? Are you on the internet? Do you want to be found? And if so, where can?
Oh, just okay. Now this is where I'm old. Okay, it's CPPWFS at LinkedIn, Blue Sky, or just go to LinkedIn, look up Glenn Renfro.
Right,
you'll find him.
Okay,
it's just got this face.
Wonderful, wonderful person. And then we got a question here. Is there an email list? Look, I do a thing. It's not an email list, but it's a spring.io /test blog every Tuesday.
Yes, he does.
It's an update on, and I've been writing this blog every Tuesday called This Week in Spring since the first week of January 2011. I haven't missed one, not 1 week.
And I can tell you, there's times he's like stressed to get it out there because we would change documents. He says, I got to get this out, folks. I got to get this out. And he gets it out there.
So every Tuesday it's there. And if you want to follow the latest and greatest in spring, I've written, I mean, how many years is that? It's 2011. It's now 2016. So it's 15 years.
15 years, yes.
Times 52, right?
Dude, really? I mean, it does not miss a beat.
Right. So what is that? 780 at least posts every out there. So you can find that there. Okay.
Yeah.
Friend.
Dude, thank you so much for inviting the folks. Thank y'all for joining us.
Bye, everybody. Good night. Good evening.
Good night. Good day.